Major support for Do the Math has been provided by Chevron, the Kern County Superintendent of Schools, California Resources Corporation, Kern Schools Federal Credit Union, Panama Buena Vista Union School District, Bakersfield City School District, and the San Luis Obispo County Office of Education, with additional production assistance provided by these supporters of education in Kern County and throughout the state of California.
We are live today at Roy W. Loudon Elementary, home of the Learners! And we're here to
Well, good afternoon and welcome to Do the Math. I'm Michael.
And I'm Tracy, and you can reach us at Bakersfield 636-4357. You can reach us in San Luis at toll-free 1-866-636-6284. We have email dothemath@kern.org. You can watch us online, dothemathonline.net, and we have social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube.
All right, just a side note on the email. If you do email us a problem, you'll want to do that before 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, because tomorrow afternoon is the final day of live broadcasting for the year 2017. After tomorrow afternoon, we will not be live again until the new year 2018. So if you do need to email something, you need to do that today, tonight, tomorrow morning sometime, but before 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. That way we can have an opportunity to take a look at it, possibly do it on air for you, and at least get an answer back to you if you need to send in a problem like that. A reminder also, we have Holiday Lights at COM. We have tickets to give to every single student that calls in to do the math, and we do your math homework on TV for you, so you can get yourself a pair of tickets to Holiday Lights at COM. That event has just started recently. I think December 1st was the first day of that, and it will be going through the new year, I do believe. So
Yep.
I think a little bit after.
It's like the 6th, I think you said.
So right before we come back to school, it'll be going all the way through then. Have you had an opportunity to attend Holiday Lights at any
A couple
time?
years ago, but not recently. It's beautiful, though.
Indeed it is. Well, you know what? Maybe we can get you out there again this year.
Nice. That'd be nice.
All right. We have a very special guest in studio. We will be going out to Loudon Elementary School in a little bit. But first, let's take a look at today's Math in the News. Well, especially this time of year, there are an awful lot of events going on around town. And Do the Math happened to be at one of them. The Bakersfield Condors again hosted students from throughout the area last Thursday for the annual Field Trip Day. It was the largest crowd ever for the event and second largest to attend a single game in Condors history. Our cameras are there to take in all the fun, live streaming directly to Facebook as students arrived at the Rabobank Arena in downtown Bakersfield. We also captured some of the fun in the stands and on the ice where the Condors faced off against the Stockton Heat. 3 lucky students, you can see Devin right there for a first period timeout to test their math skills, getting some help from the crowd of course, and each walking away with a limited edition Do the Math shirt for their great efforts. As always, a lot of fun out there, but you don't necessarily have to wait until next year to attend a game. Throughout the season on Do the Math, we occasionally give out tickets to our callers. All you have to do is give us a call, and who knows, you might see the puck fly across the screen, and you could be going to see the Bakersfield Condors simply for doing a math problem. How are you today?
I'm good.
Have you ever been to a Bakersfield Condors hockey game?
I have.
You have? Did you have fun?
Yes.
Well, good. That was the main thing. Did they win, or do you not
Yes,
remember?
they won.
Well, good. Even bonus right there, huh? Well, in studio with us right now, we have Charis. And Charis, why don't you let everybody know where you go to school and what grade you're in?
I am in 6th grade and I go to Williams Elementary.
Home of the Pioneers. You like it over at Williams? How long have you been there?
This is my 2nd year.
2nd year. All right. So, what is the best thing about 6th grade so far?
I think it's how everybody's starting to focus more on everything and how you kind of become closer to friends too.
There you go. So you guys are growing up, right? You're getting a little more mature. You're focusing on things. You guys got to get ready for junior high. Right? So you make a lot of new friends next year also. All right. You ready to do a little work?
Yeah.
All right. You know what? We've got a couple of minutes before we go out to Loudon. So why don't you head on over to the board. We're going to take a look at your homework right here. And it says we need to convert decimal division expressions to fractional division expressions to create whole number divisors. So I can see you got started on this, but we're going to help you out with a couple of these right now. So what we'll do is we'll start with, let's just go on to number 3. So we have 3.43 divided by 0.035. So Charis, as you go through this, if you would explain to Tracy what you're doing, and if you get stuck, that's why you've got Tracy there.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this into fraction form, which is 0.43 over 0.035. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the divisor to a whole number to make it easier to divide. So I'm going to multiply this by 1,000 to make this a whole number, which equals 35 over 3430.
Okay, so let's move this up a little bit, and then you'll rewrite that.
So now what we're going to do is we're going to try to find a number that goes evenly into 343. So
So you're going to put it all right here?
yes.
Okay.
35 times 7.
So are you just randomly kind of estimating maybe?
Yes.
Okay.
So that we can see if we need to go lower or higher to
Okay.
find the right number. So we need to go higher.
So we already started with 7, so you're going to kind of estimate it again. So what do you think we could go? If we were at 245 and our number's 343, about how many do we need to get up?
Probably we need to go to, I think we need to go to 9, because if we go to 10, then it'd be too much.
Okay.
So I think 9 would be around the right number.
Perfect.
Wait, yeah, okay. So we're gonna do,
And what did we have before when we had the 7 there? How many did we have? So it was 7 times 35. Do you remember what we had? It was like 240.
245,
So we'd kind of be close.
so maybe 8.
You want to try 7 and see
Yeah.
what it is? Okay. So we know it was 245.
So,
Well, hold on there, girls. You tried 7. You know what 9 is. What's wrong with 8?
I feel like it'd be too high.
Do me a favor and just try it.
Okay.
That's okay. We'll write over it.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, it's perfect. He made things easy for you, huh?
He did.
He did.
There's your answer. 98.
Very nicely done.
There you go. Nicely done. Now, what I'd like you to do is stop. Go where you put your minus 280 down below. Erase that. So we had minus 280 and all the zeros. Erase that. Or actually, you know what? Extend the screen forward, Tracy.
Got it.
All right. So, Charis, what I'd like you to do is put 280 So just go ahead and write 280. And if you multiplied by 7 like you were going to do, you were going to get 245, right? Well, you don't have to multiply by 7, but to put the 245 underneath that.
So it would be like this.
280 minus 245.
So it's 280 minus 245
Okay.
like that.
So what I want you to do is, if you had done that with 7, like you were going to, see what would have happened, and then what you would have had to do next.
So I would have to go and
So you would have seen
So you
that.
would have had 97 up on the top, right? Instead of 98, but then you
Yes.
have that left over, 35.
so 97 and a 10, because then you'd have to go 350 because 35 times 10 is 350. So you go 350 and you would get your answer.
Which would then change this, you would move that over, so then it would make it a 98,
Yes.
right? Very nice.
Are you good on that, though? You see what would have
Yes.
happened there? Okay, that's why I wanted you to go try 8 first.
Okay.
Because sometimes students will go, oh yeah, I'll put 7, and then they go, oh, I've got a remainder, and it works out exactly to go in again. And that's one thing that would happen. All right, girls, you know what? You can go ahead and erase that screen right there. 636-4357 is the phone number. We do have phone tutors available until 5:30 on most Tuesdays and Wednesdays throughout the regular school year. Programming note, today, December 5th. It is the 5th today, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And tomorrow, the 6th, will be the final last 2 days of live broadcasting for the year 2017. So tomorrow, the 6th, will be the last day of live calls until we come back in 2018. And right now, speaking of live, we're going to go live out to Loudon Elementary and visit with Marylou.
Thanks, Mike. We are live today at Loudon Elementary School, the ACES After School program, and I have a special guest with me today. Why don't you introduce yourself and let everybody know your name and your grade?
My name is Alisa, and I'm in 5th grade.
Alyssa, what's your favorite thing here at Loudon?
My favorite thing is probably our reading, because I just like reading a lot, and we do a lot of reading here.
Well, I like to read too, but my favorite subject is math. So, and we have a math problem behind us, right? Okay,
Yes.
let's look at this. It says 2,853 plus blank equals 4,205. Now, we know that when we're adding numbers together, we have a part of a number plus another part of a number equals the whole thing, right? And actually, we're doing something like this with my 7th graders today, okay? We're talking about a part and a whole, and we're actually doing percents with this. But how can we figure out our unknown part here? What do you think we need to do?
We could figure it out by subtracting.
Very good, because what is the opposite of adding?
Subtracting.
Subtracting. Okay, so Alyssa, let's go ahead and subtract these numbers. Go ahead and write this number for me first, because we're always taking the whole and we're subtracting from the part, aren't we?
Yes.
So we have our 4,205, and we're going to subtract that from 2,853, because we're working backwards, aren't we?
Yes.
Okay, why don't you walk this through us on how you're going to solve that?
So first, I'm going to subtract 5 minus 3, which would equal 2, because 3 plus 2 equals 5. And then now we are going to go on to 0 minus 5, but we can't use 0. We can't subtract 0 from 5 because we can't subtract 0 from 5. So we would cross out the 0, and we would cross out the 2 and make that a 1, and we would make the 0 into a 10, and 10 plus 5 equals 5. But now we have 1 minus 8, and 1, we can't take 1 away from 8, so we would cross out the 1, we would come over to the 4, make that a 3, and we would make the 1 a 11.
There you go.
And so 11 minus 8 is 3, and then 3 minus 2 would equal 1. And
Very good. Now, can we double check our work to make sure we did it right?
Yes.
And we could do it by simply adding those together, right? Okay, so what I want you to do right now, and the rest, we have a couple other groups in the room, and each group is going to have to solve this problem. So Alyssa, you're going to go ahead and give us our first number, okay? And our first number needs to be in the thousands, okay? So write any number that you want that's in the thousands right here for us.
Okay.
Everybody have their pencils ready? Yeah? Okay. Okay, so she gave us the first part plus, and I'm going to give you guys the whole. So each one of you guys, each group, you guys need to determine what this is. You guys ready? Yeah? Okay, here we go. $12,034. There you go. Get working. While you guys are trying to solve this, we're going to go over here to our next problem. Andrew spent $37.50 for 3 robots. Each robot costs the same amount. How much was each robot? Now, when it says each, that means that we need to divide. Very good. Okay, so do a division house for us. And let's go ahead and put $37.50 in there. And don't forget, there you go, your decimal point. And let's put 3 on the outside since we're dividing by 3, okay? Because each robot costs the same. So we're breaking this up equally into 3s is what we're doing, okay? When we're dividing by decimals, all we need to do is bring your decimal point straight up. Just bring it straight up. There you go. You guys busy? Anybody have it yet over there? Any groups yet? Okay. So let's start by dividing. 3 divided by 3 is what?
1.
Let's put a 1 over that 3. And we know 1 times 3 is?
3.
And we know that equals nothing, huh?
Yes.
Bring down your 7. 7 goes into 3 how many times?
That would probably 2.
2. Good. Put a 2 up there. And what's 2 times 3, Alisa?
6.
Okay, put a 6 and subtract. How we doing, guys? Good. One group's ready? Yes? Okay. So now bring down your 5. And 3 goes, how many groups of 3 go into 15?
5.
Very good. Put a 5 up there. And 5 times 3 is?
15.
There you go. And can 3 go into 0?
No.
No, because you have no remainder left, do you?
No.
And there's still a number, but 3 can't go into 0, so what do we put here?
0.
0. So, Alisa, how much does each robot cost?
$12.50.
$12.50. There you go. Good job. And we could double check our work by simply going $12.50 multiplied by 3. Let's go check our group. Okay, who has it? Who has it? Okay, I'm going to go here because their hand was first. You guys, you agree on an answer over here? Yes. You guys agreed on an answer over here?
Yes.
Okay, so what was our answer?
8,778.
Okay, so let's look at this group. What did you guys think?
8,778.
So you both have the same answer. Man, this group, have we gotten anything yet? Okay, oh, you have it. What did you get?
8,778.
What about you guys?
8,778.
There you go, by simply subtracting, right? If we know the opposite of adding is subtracting, can we always work backwards to get there? Yes? Just like that division problem. If we know the opposite of multiplication is division, can we get there? Yes? Yeah, what's so wonderful about adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. All right, well, thank you so much. You did a great job. All right, we're going to send it back to you at the studio.
All right, nice work by the Leopards over at Loudon Elementary, and thank you for that, Marylou. We do have phone tutors available until 5:30, and everyone that calls into the math program today and tomorrow will be receiving 2 tickets to Holiday Lights at Com. We'll go to the phones right now, and Morgan, how are you this afternoon?
I'm good.
And you are a 6th grade student at Lum, correct?
Right.
All right, as soon as you're ready, let's hear the math problem that you're working on.
So Gerald is making candles from beeswax. He has 132.72 ounces of beeswax. If each candle uses 8.4 ounces of beeswax, how many candles can he make? Will there be any wax left over?
Okay, so what I'm hearing is you have
Here we go. I'm going to help you out.
Okay, great.
We're going to move this paper up to number 12. All right?
Okay.
So, Morgan, what I'd like you to do is look at the screen right now. Is your problem the same as number 12 on the screen?
Let me see.
Does that look familiar?
Yeah.
Ah, there we go.
Okay.
So, Charis was going to work on this. So, here's what we're going to do. You, over to the board.
Oh, yay.
You're going to help since this is one of your homework problems as well.
Yay.
All right?
Thank
So,
you, Morgan.
Morgan, you and Charis together are going to work through this problem.
Okay.
All right? Tracy will do nothing except stand there
Thank you.
and help if needed. So, here we go. 132.72 ounces of beeswax. Each candle uses 8.4 ounces. So the question is, how many candles can they make, and will there be any wax left over? So, Charis, what I'd like you to do is you ask Morgan how to go about this problem, and you'll be writing it up there, and you two will talk about how you want to solve this.
Okay, so Morgan, how are we going to go about doing this problem?
So I want to put 132.72 in the division house and 8.4 on the outside.
Okay.
So Morgan, go ahead and keep walking her through this.
Okay. So here's the part where I kind of got stuck on. Our teacher said, I think she said that there can't be a decimal in the 8.4, but I'm not so sure how to move the decimal.
So Morgan, I'm going to let her do the problem. If you're watching the screen, I'm going to let her do it the way that she did earlier by multiplying it to show you, just so she can show you her way. So I'm going to let her talk. So if you're watching the screen, she's going to walk you through it, okay?
Okay.
Go ahead.
So what you're going to do is you're going to put 132.72 and then draw a line, and under it put 8.4. Now 8.4 is going to be the divisor. So we have to make the divisor a whole number. So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply both numbers by 10, because whatever you do to the bottom, you must do to the top. So it's going to be 132 and 7.2 over 84. And
Now,
then,
before you move on, Charis, Morgan, do you understand what just happened right there?
Yes.
Okay, because by multiplying it by 10, you're making that 8.4 into a whole number, and the numerator is just going to move over one decimal. So you're good with that? Mm-hmm. All right.
okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to divide. It's too close.
So before we get started, Morgan, can you help her on dividing now? Now that you understand that, can you help her with the 84 that goes into the problem now?
Okay.
Okay.
So $84 goes into 132 one time. So subtract 132
Right there.
by 84.
And so Morgan, what did you get when you subtracted it? Did you get 48?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
And then you're going to bring down the 7, and then we're going to find another number to multiply by.
So Morgan, what number would go into 487? So we're going to help you out a little bit. I think she already put a 5 up there, which would help you. So she's going to work the problem up here, and you work it at home, and we'll see if we get the right answer, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So Morgan, we got 5, and 5 times 84 made 420.
Yes.
Okay, so now she's gonna go ahead and subtract that. So now we have 672, and we still need to go 84 into 672.
So here's something for you girls to think about. Instead of just randomly selecting a number between 1 and 10 or something like that, you know that you're going to be multiplying something times 84. So think of the last number 4. You know you want to, if it can, end in a 2. So 4 times what will end in a 2? Because 4 times 2 is 8. That's not going to work. 4 times 3 ends with a 2 because that's 12, right? So you could try 84 times 3, but then think about 8 times 3 is 24, right? And that's nowhere near 600, right? So what other number times 4 will end in a 2?
Morgan, do you know what would end in a 2 if you times it by 4?
Or Charis, either one of you.
Go ahead.
I'm thinking 6 or 8, I think.
Because 4 times 6 would be 24, so that ends in a 4. We don't want to try that. So what one did you think other than that?
8.
8. So does that make sense, Morgan?
Yes.
Okay, so try 84 times 8, because we know 8 times 4 will be 32, and it will end in a 2. And we'll see if we get lucky here with this.
So your final answer is going to be
15.8.
So do you have that, Morgan? So I want to make sure that you've got the correct answer before we let you go here. Did you do the 84 times 8?
Yes, but I think I got the wrong answer. So.
Well, do you have a calculator there? Because I know on the
No.
homework it says you need to check it with a calculator.
My teacher told us to check it with multiplication instead of a calculator.
Well, there you go. That's what I was going to say. Also, you can check it with multiplication. So go 84 times 8. So do that. I want to make sure that you get the 672 out of that while you're multiplying it.
Oh, yes, I did. I realized my mistake. Thanks.
And then while you're doing that, Tracy will go ahead and write it, and then she will go ahead and do the verification on this.
Do you want to do the verification?
Sure.
Okay, I'm going to let you do it.
So how are you doing, Morgan?
Good.
All right, so did you get 15.8?
Yes.
Okay, so now let's go back to the question, because it is asking specifically how many candles can be made. So how many candles can be made, girls?
15.
Well, the answer is 15.8, though.
Yes, but if you don't have enough for one, then you can't make a candle.
Does that make sense, Morgan? Mm-hmm. Okay, so the answer to the first part is how many candles?
15.
15. Now the second part is, will there be any wax left over?
The answer is yes.
Right, because it doesn't ask how much, and you can put that on there, but the simple answer is what they're asking for is simply a yes or no.
Yes.
So Morgan, does all that make sense to you?
Yes.
All right, I just wanted to make sure that you don't put 15.8 as the answer, because the question was how many candles can you make and will there be wax left over? Well, Morgan, since you phoned in this afternoon, we will be sending you home with a meal courtesy of our friends at Chick-fil-A, so congratulations on that. 636-4357 is the phone number. We do have phone tutors available until 5:30. We'll make Charis do some more work. Maybe we'll make you work with the students calling in again, and we'll do all of that right after this. Today we're at Thomas Jefferson Middle School, and today we're here to... All right, today we're at Jefferson Middle School, and I've got Anthony with me. You ready to go? Mm-hmm. All right. Today we're going to compare ratios. So the first one we have is 9 to 15, and we're going to compare that to 8 to 20. So this is one way to write ratios. We could also go 9 to 15, okay? Or we could go 9 to 15. There's a bunch of different ways to write ratios, okay? We just want to compare them. We want to see, is this one greater than, less than, or equal to 8 to 20? So how would you like to go about working on this problem to figure out if this is greater than, less than, or equal?
With the fraction.
With the fractions? All right, so go ahead and put the first one, 9 over 15. And then we'll put this in there so we can put our symbol, and then 8 to 20. So how are you going to figure out which is which? Like, how are you going to figure out if they're equal, less than, greater than, or what's going on?
I would half like the 15 and then half that and see if the half of 15 is greater than the half of the 9.
Okay, that's one way to look at it. To reason, just be logical about it and reason, right? So you can go 15, and what's half of 15?
7.5.
Okay, and that's more or less than 7.5.
Yes.
So we know this is, let's go like this. That's more than half.
Yes.
Okay, what about the other side?
This would be 10, and then 10 will 8 is less than 10.
Okay, so this one is less than half. So which one of these?
Would be greater.
Right. Okay. All right, so go ahead and put the symbol in there. So here's another way that we can check this, okay? What is 9 times 20? So what's 9 times 2?
18.
18, and we put a 0 at the end of it, right? Okay. Now, so this is 180.
Yes.
What's 8 times 15? So think about 8 times 10.
Yes. 80.
80. And what's 8 times 5?
35.
40.
40.
Right? So we've got 40 plus the 80 makes this 120. Which one's larger, 180 or 120?
180.
So this is still, that's one way to check it, okay, by cross multiplying, okay? So now, let's get rid of this and work on the second problem. So go ahead and read this one for me.
18 and 12.
18 to 12.
Yes, 18 to 12, and 54 to 36.
Okay, now here, the first number is larger on both of these. So you want to rewrite them as a fraction?
Yes.
Okay. So in this case, the strategy you used the first time with looking at what's half of this and see if it is, that's not going to help us because these are both going to be bigger than half.
Yes.
Okay. So another way to look at this is by simplifying these numbers. So is there anything that you can think of that will go into 18 and 36?
And 36. Oh, I have
They're both even numbers, so what do we know will go into those?
2.
2.
Yes.
Right, but let's think of a larger number. Okay, is there anything bigger? Like what will go into 18, first of all? We know 1 will, we know 2 will.
And 3.
3.
Yes. 4. Wait, no.
4 won't.
No. 5.
No.
No.
Because 3 times what is 18?
3 times what is 18?
3 times 6?
Yes.
2 times what?
2 times 9.
9. Okay, and then we have 18. All right, so those are all the factors of 18. Let's take the biggest one, the largest one, 18. Can 18 go into 36?
Yes.
How many times? Only twice, right?
Yes.
18 and 18 is 36. So 18 goes in here once, and 18 goes in there how many times?
Twice.
Twice.
Yes.
Okay. So now,
Oh,
is there anything that will go into 12 and 54?
no, I don't think so.
What about, let's think about the factors of 12 like we did up here. List all the numbers that go into 12. Start with 1, right?
1, then 2. Oh. 2. 6.
Right?
And 12.
Okay. 3 and 4 go in there also, right?
Oh,
Okay.
3 and 4. Oh.
So we can just put 3 and 4 at the end. So now we know all of these go into 12. Think about any of these numbers that will go into 54. We know 1 will. We know 2 will. 3, 4. Let's take the largest one, 12. 12, 24, 36, 48. We're not going to get another 12 on there, are we? No. So 12's not going to work. So let's go to 6.
6, 12,
What's 6 times 10?
60.
60. So let's go 1 less. 6 times 9.
Yes. 6 times 9 is
So 6 times 9, you get
54.
54. So let's divide each of these by 6. Okay, so 6 goes in here how many times?
2.
Okay, so cross that out, make it a 2. 6 goes in there, we said 9 times.
Yes.
So now we have 1
Over 2.
over 2.
And 9 over 2. So this is greater.
But let's take a look. 18 to 12. Let's simplify this. Will 3 go into each of these?
3. Yes.
Will 6 go into each of these?
Yes.
Yeah, 3 over 2, right? Will 6 go into each of these? We just said they would, right?
Yes.
9 and 12. But if we have 9 and 12, okay, well, that's not going to be, that's if 3 went in. So we're doing this. So now let's divide each of these by 3. 3 over 2, right? So if this is 3 over 2, and that's 3 over 2, what is that?
Oh, equal.
There you go. All right? Anthony, got it done. And once again, a big thanks to all of the staff and students at Jefferson Middle School. We had a wonderful day while we were out there. Hey, if you'd like Do the Math to come out to your school and we can do a little math in your class, simply give us a call. The phone numbers are at the bottom of your screen periodically throughout the program. Charis, you did excellent work with Morgan right there, and it was just funny that she called in with a math homework problem that you happened to be working on. So we, 2 birds with 1 stone is that little saying right there. Right now, we're going to take a moment and we're going to go back out live to Loudon Elementary and visit with Marylou.
We are back live at Loudon Elementary School, the ACES After School program, and I have another special guest with me. Why don't you introduce yourself?
My name is Makai, and I am a 6th grader.
Okay, Makai. What's your favorite thing at Loudon?
Math.
Yeah? And are you getting ready to get all excited to go on to junior high next year?
Yes.
Yeah? Play some football there?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Well, since you love math so much, Makai, we have a math problem, don't we?
Yes.
And you are dealing with dividing fractions, yes? Can you kind of help everybody out on how we need to solve this problem? There you go.
First, we had to make the mixed number into a improper fraction.
Okay, and how do we do that?
Multiply the 9 and the 2, and then add the 4.
Okay, so what does that equal?
22.
Okay, so 22 over,
Over 9.
okay. So now we have 22 over 9, and we're going to bring down our division sign, right? Divided by 1/3.
1/3.
Okay, so on this, again, we can never ever multiply with mixed numbers, can we? We always have to change them to fractions. So we can't multiply and we can't divide unless it's a fraction. So am I ready to divide, or is there one more step?
No,
Yeah, there's one more step, right? Because we want to change this division to what?
to a multiplication.
Exactly. So we're going to keep this the same, 22 over 9. So let's write that down underneath it. And change our division to multiplication. And because, Makai, we did that, because we changed this, we have to change what follows. So we need to do the reciprocal of 1/3. What's the reciprocal of 1 over 3?
3 wholes.
Okay, or we can write it as 3 over 1. Yes? But you are correct with the 3 wholes. Now we're ready to multiply. Okay, go ahead and let's multiply this out. So we have 66 over 9, correct? So we can have this as an answer, or can we change that to a mixed number?
Yes.
Okay, while you're changing it to a mixed number over there, I'm going to kind of quickly talk about how we could simplify it first, so you don't have such big numbers, okay? Does 3 go into 9?
Yes.
Okay, can we cross that 3 out? Because 3 divided by 3 is?
1.
Okay, so let's put a 1. And 3 goes into 9 how many times?
3 times.
So let's cross that 9 out and make it a 3. So now let's look at this. We're going to get a different answer, aren't we? So put an equal sign here for me. What's 22 multiplied by 1?
22.
Okay. And what's 3 multiplied by 1?
3.
3. Makai, if I were to simplify this down, that's what you get. Okay, so what we did is we just took a step ahead. We simplified within the problem first, any common numbers, and made it not so big, huh? So change that to a mixed number for me, okay? So while Makai's changing that to a mixed number, quickly for my 6th graders, because we have 6th and 5th graders here today, but our 6th graders are going to be doing this problem, and some of our 5th graders are going to try it. So 6th graders, let's go over real quick what you're doing. First of all, we have a mixed number, and we had to turn it into a what, everybody? Improper fraction by multiplying, okay, denominator times whole number, and then adding the numerator. And then we did a same change flip. So we kept the first number the same. We changed division to what? Multiplication. And we did the reciprocal of our divisor, and our reciprocal is just flipping that second number. Remember, we only flip the second number. We keep the first number the same. Okay, Makai, what did we get as a final answer?
7 1/3.
Very good. Now, Makai has a problem for all of you guys. You ready? All right, Makai, go ahead and write up your problem on the board for them. Use the red marker. Go ahead and use that red marker for us. You guys' pencils are ready? Yes? Okay. Write it big for them. So we have 4.5 divided by 4/6. Go for it. So Makai already worked the problem out, and he has the answer. So Makai, you're going to be walking around and trying to see who gets it correct, okay? Do you want to take the red pin and put a star by anybody who gets it right? Okay. Let's go. Let's see what they're doing here. Let's see if they have it right. Over here, if you notice, he has 9 over 2. Is that correct for his first number? Does he have it right so far? Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, 9 over 2, and he has multiplied by 4 over 6. What did he forget to do right here?
To flip it.
You forgot to flip it. 6 over 4, kiddo. Right, 6 over 4. There you go. All right, let's go over to this table, Makai, and see how they're doing over there. Oh, let's go back that way. Okay, ladies, how we doing over here? Yes? Oh, you're close. Keep going, keep going. So we have our 9 over 2 multiplied by 6 over 4. Okay, you're very close. Yeah. Well, is it just 6? Let's see. 9 times 6 is 54. Okay. Let's see what your answer is. I'm trying to see what we did here. So, can we do this? Can we divide, change that to a 1? Can we change that to a 3? So what's 9 times 3? 20, close, 27. And what's 1 times 4? Okay, now try that with that. Okay, guys, when we come back, Makai, we're going to have the correct answer. Well, real quick, give us what our correct answer is. What is it? Tell everybody.
6 and 3/4.
There you go. So we're going to let them finish up their problem, and then when we come back, we have another special guest for you. So back to you at the studio.
All right, we'll look forward to that, Marylou. Hey, you know what? We'd like to thank Charis for coming in this afternoon. You're not through working yet, but we'd also like to send you home with a delicious meal, courtesy of our friends at Johnny Rocket. So congratulations on that. And if you happen to remember, when you go there, I would like you to ask for Lydia.
Okay.
Okay, Lydia is the one that runs that store over there, that restaurant. And you let her know that you were on Do the Math, and you've heard that she makes a terrific shake.
Okay.
All right? All right. Hey, we do have phone tutors available until 5:30. Just a reminder, you phone in today and tomorrow, you'll get yourself 2 tickets to Holiday Lights at Com. Right now, we'll go back to the phones. Fernando, how are you today?
Good.
And you're a 6th grade student, correct?
Yes.
All right. As soon as you're ready, let's hear the math problem that you're working on.
Okay. My problem is 1,840.5072 divided by 23.56.
Okay, can you tell me the number one more time? It's
0.
0.5072. Okay, great. Do you know how to do this problem, or do you need me to walk you through it?
Actually, it's 23.56.
23.56.
0.56. Got it. Thank you very much. Perfect. Okay, do you know how to do the problem, or do you want me to help you?
Can you help me, please?
Okay, so on the show just a few minutes ago, we were multiplying to be able to get this out a little bit to make it a whole number, but I'm going to show you a different way. So I'm just going to be putting them in the normal way that I teach it. So we're just going to line it up like this. We're 23.56, and I always say goes on the outside of the house just because it's a little easier. And then on the inside of the house, we're going to put 1840.5072. Okay? And the way I teach it, which is just a little bit different, I always try to move over the decimal to make the outside of the house a whole number, which is what she did earlier. So we're going to move the decimal over twice. We'll move it over on the outside and then again on the inside. So now we have a whole number on the outside. Okay? Okay. So now we're going to take the 2356 and we're going to divide it into 18405. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Can you give me a little bit of help on that, or do you want me just to try to work it out so you can watch? Which would you prefer?
For you to work it out and then I watch.
Okay, so we lost it. Let me see if I can, there we go. I found it. No worries, we're all good. Okay, so let's try to do the 2356, and we're just gonna see how much we can get into for the This is the number that we're trying, the 18405.
And to help you out because of time,
Yes.
we're going to give you a head start. We're going to go 2356, and I'm going to times that by 7.
Okay.
So that is going to give you 16,492.
16,492. Okay.
So go ahead and you guys can subtract that, see where you're at, and go from there.
So we're going to subtract that. So 5, 2 minus 5 is 3. 9 minus 0 doesn't work. So we're going to do that. 9 minus 10 is 1. 4 minus 3 does not work. So we'll do that. Move it over to the 7. 4 minus 13 is 9. 6 minus 7 is 1. So now we have 1913, and we are bringing down the 0. And since 16,492 was 7, I'm going to go up a couple more. Let's say 1. So we'll do 2356 times 8. And we have, let's see.
Well, hold on. I'll just help you out here. 18,848.
18,848. Fernando, are you kind of with me?
Yeah.
Okay. So then we're going to subtract that, so that doesn't go. We have to continue. So that's 2. 4 goes into 12, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 8. And we still have to carry. Let's see, that's a 8, 9, 10. It would be 2.
Well, hold on, because you're going to borrow from the 9. That's going to be an
Thank
11,
you.
so that'll be 3 underneath.
Yeah. Woohoo. See?
And that 9 would have become an 8.
Yeah. So it's 1392. Like that? Okay. So we'd be at 1392. Now we have to pull down the 7.
Well,
No? Did we mess up?
it's just going to be 282 because the 12 minus 4 would be 8. Right, so get rid of that. Just put 282.
Got it. There we go. Okay. Now we have to bring down the 7. Is that good now?
Yes.
Okay, so we have 2356. Now we have 2827. How many times do you think it would go in? Maybe 1?
That's going to do it because otherwise you'd be over.
So
what we're going to do is we're going to let you guys keep working on that.
Okay.
All right. So Fernando, what we're going to do is we're going to keep working on that problem, and we will get back and make sure that you've got the correct answer. And what we're going to do right now is we're going to go for our last time live out to Loudon Elementary and check in with Marylou and the gang.
Thanks, Mike. We are back here at Loudon Elementary School, the ACES After School program, and I have another special guest.
Alisa, and I'm in 6th grade.
All right, Alisa, you ready for junior high next year?
No.
Yeah, no. Enjoy your time here, huh? Okay, so we have a math problem behind us, right? And we were doing fractions, dividing fractions. But we're going to step back a minute to subtracting fractions, okay? So we want to do a comparison about the difference between adding and subtracting fractions versus multiplying and dividing. So here's our first problem. We have 4 7/8 subtract from 3 1/2. What do we have to do before we can start this? What must our denominators be?
Our denominators must be equal.
Yeah, they got to be equal, right? So does 2 go into 8?
Yes.
Okay,
4 times.
very good. So we are going to keep 8 as our denominator. Is this already good to go? Can I leave that as 7/8? Yeah, we're going to leave that as 7/8. And this, you said 4 times, right? Okay, so put the number here. What must that be? What's the equivalent? Okay, so now we're ready to subtract, right? So, Alisa, go ahead and subtract. What's 7 minus 4?
3.
3 over what? And then what about our whole numbers? Do we need to subtract our whole numbers?
Yes.
Okay, what's 4 minus 3?
1.
Okay, so what's our final answer for this?
Our final answer is 1 whole and 3 eighths.
Okay, so when we're adding and subtracting, the most important thing is we have to have common denominators, right? And that takes a lot of work. And a lot of students don't normally like it because there's so much work, huh? So let's go over here to our dividing problem. So now we have a dividing problem, but do we need to worry about a common denominator here?
No.
No, we don't. Or here we do, right? But here we really don't. So we're keeping 5/8 the same, right? So let's bring that down. Here, I'll give you another. You could use that one. So let's bring down 5/8. But we're going to change the division to a
Multiplication.
very good multiplication. And I cannot multiply it by 2 and 7/12. What do we have to change this to first?
So 2 times 12. So you have to multiply the whole by the denominator and add the numerator.
Very good. So 2 times 12 is?
24.
Let's write it over here as 24, right? Plus 7. What's 24 plus 7?
24 plus 7. That would be 31.
Okay, so we have 31 over what?
31 over 12.
Okay, so what did we say last time? 31 over 12, we have to do the what? We have to do the?
We have to flip it.
Flip it. So let's flip that to 12 over 31. Okay, before we multiply, you got big numbers, don't you? You don't want to multiply by these big numbers, do you? Because I know I don't want to multiply by them. Ask yourself, does 8 go into 12? Or is there a common number with 8 and 12?
Oh, yes.
What number?
4.
Yes. What's 8 divided by 4?
2.
Cross that off and make it a 2. What's 12 divided by 4?
3.
Okay, cross off the 12 and make it a 3. There you go. Now you're ready to multiply, so we don't have to do all of that simplifying. What's 5 multiplied by 3?
15.
Okay. And 2 multiplied by 31.
2 multiplied by 31.
Think about it. What's 2 times 1?
That'll be 62.
Perfect. Put it there. And I don't think we can simplify that anymore. Because you simplified it in the problem, boom, you got your answer right away. Good job. And again, remember the difference between adding and subtracting and multiplying and dividing. What do we have to find here?
The common denominator.
And then here we always have to make sure that these mixed numbers are a fraction, right? And we always do the flip it. Good job, good job. And I want to thank everybody here at Loudon today and all of you guys here today. Thank you for helping us out. It has been a pleasure working over here today. And that is all from Loudon. And again, thank you to the ACES After School program for allowing us to come here. So we're going to send it back to you at the studio.
All right, thanks for that. Quickly, what we're going to do is we're going to show the answer to Fernando's problem, so make sure that Fernando's got that, and we will contact him to verify that. So it is 78.12. Charis has been working great today, and right now we need to find out who is the lucky recipient of 2 tickets to a CSUB athletics event of their choice, and it is
Alisa from Loudon.
There you go. So Alyssa, congratulations. You've got yourself 2 tickets to any CSUB athletic event. Congratulations on that. And until we meet again, continue to do the math.
Major support for Do the Math has been provided by Chevron, the Kern County Superintendent of Schools, California Resources Corporation, Kern Schools Federal Credit Union, Panama Buena Vista Union School District, Bakersfield City School District, and the San Luis Obispo County Office of Education, with additional production assistance provided by these supporters of education in Kern County and throughout the state of California.